this version versus that version. What is it that government could have done in the last 3 or 4 months? And what is it that we expect government to do in the next 6 months? Those are the real issues. Today you find that the people are not only disgusted with corruption, they are also finding that the whole political process is such that only a few are benefiting at the cost of the rest. As we talked about politician, I read an article in the week which says that the politician of Andhra Pradesh, he was worth 11 lakhs 4 years back, now he is worth 43,000 crores. So therefore this is the situation where the poorest 30% are not even able to get 2 square meals a day, and their consumption of cereals is going down. So it is this disconnect of the ordinary person with the politician which needs to be addressed. Rahul Gandhi today raised a number of issues, but I don't know why government is not acting on those. He talked about transparency, he talked about ration cards, he talked about mining and real estate. These issues are very well known, but nothing has happened on these issues. Take for instance mining. I saw that royalty on bauxite is only 30 rupees per ton. Royalty on tendu leaves is 12,000 rupees per ton. So therefore royalty has been kept very low so that extra profits can be generated under the table. These are the issues that
so
we
what
need
are we talking about? No, I'm asking simple question. What are we talking about? What is this debate going on in Parliament about? Let me ask Jayant. Jayant, what is this debate about? If there's no voting as well tomorrow, isn't it hugely ironic that you have a 74-year-old man in a serious condition and you are going to have a seminar type debate going on the whole day tomorrow? Isn't it very, very ironic?
No, I agree. I agree with the sentiment of what you're trying to put forth here. And in the meeting that we had today with the speaker, that is exactly what I also pointed out to the parliamentary affairs minister. I said that let there be voting. Let the parliament pass a resolution that can satisfy the demands of the people on the streets. They want actionable debates. They don't want ideological fluff. And a lot of what we are doing today is seeming to be obstruction, seeming to delay the justice that people are asking for and delay the valid arguments that we need to get into. So I'm of the view that we should have voting. Let parties come out, let them clear their stands on where they stand. Let people see that. I saw Kiran Bedi today, she was speaking to the people and she was saying let everyone watch what goes on in Parliament tomorrow.
No, but Jayant, they won't. They won't, unless you force them to vote, they won't take a position. They will all say great things. If you don't force a vote, what position will anyone take? How will you find out who's for and who's against specific provisions of the bill?
Sorry, was that a question to me?
Yes, to you, Jayant. How will you find out? Unless there's voting.
No, you're right. You're right. That's why we need to get into specifics now. Yeah, now, if you start talking about vague ideological constructs like should it be a constitutional authority or amendment, I don't think that's valid right now. Right now, you need to talk about the reach of that institution, about where whether in the states that institution needs to be created, and whether there needs to be a charter of public services that people can have access to. These are the issues that have been raised. Why not address that? Why shouldn't the government come out and say that this is our stand on this? Why shouldn't parties like us be given the right to point our stands on that?
Well, we are going to get the Congress representative in a minute, and I want to start that debate.
It's for the government.
The government has to take ownership of it. This whole business of we are with you, but we want the others also to be with us. This confused debate is taking a toll on the patience of the people and the health of Anna Hazare. Kavita, you wanted to come in.
Arnav, I want to ask a question that why are we putting a break simply because somebody says that it should be a constitutional body? A statutory body can do just as well what a constitutional body can do.
Yes.
And why not take it step by step? Let it be a statutory body now, and then you can always convert it into a constitutional body.
Sure you can.
Why are you, it's almost like because the loudest and the most influential voice in the Congress has spoken, everyone has just turned in the other direction. I, as a citizen of India, find it very, very disturbing that the main party in the UPA is undermining their own Prime Minister. I mean, what they're talking about democracy and the supremacy of Parliament. They have gone and done the exact opposite of what their Prime Minister has committed in Parliament. And coming back to what T.N. Seshan has said, he gave his draft of the bill to Shri Ravi Shankar because he trusts him and because he has great trust in his integrity, but not as something which is a long-term measure.
Yes.
And it's exactly what Team Anna has been saying.
Absolutely.
They've been saying that this is the beginning of many. They've spoken about electoral reform. They've spoken about so many things.
Question is, why was this raised so late by Rahul Gandhi?
That's what Rahul said.
Yeah.
Rahul Gandhi was asked, why did it take you so long? He said,
Arnab,
yes, Madhu.
Arnab, I think what Rahul's intervention over here was basically on the principle of the thing. I think his intervention was that if we give in, if we give in once to somebody who's fasting, we will tomorrow, which he mentioned, and I can't quote verbatim, but he did mention that tomorrow it might be about some other issues, it might be about caste-based issues, and then if we give in once and set this precedent, we'll be in trouble. So his intervention was really not on the issue of corruption, it was on the issue of are we going to give in or not. And I think that if he had taken ownership of the Lokpal bill or any anti-corruption bill 2 weeks ago, I think it would have been valid. It's a little bit late because he had been visiting widows in Pune while all this had started in Ramleela grounds. So I think that to come in at this point, after his Prime Minister has spoken, it's very confusing to the public, and I think actually the best thing that has happened to India in the last 20 years is this, because it has actually exposed everybody. The people suddenly have found a voice, whether it is through fasting or any other means. It's clear that nobody's voice was ever heard.
Absolutely.
And because of their habit of passing whatever they liked or doing whatever they liked, they were doing it, they were functioning as they always have done.
Okay.
Meaning ignoring demands of the people, ignoring the voice of the people, and clearly they are not going to people become politicians in order to make money.
How much of this
Why would they hand that away to somebody else?
How much of this is completely original? Consider this. What was happening to all these ideas before? Sonia Gandhi mentioned some of these same points that Rahul Gandhi mentioned. She mentioned it at the last AICC session. The whole business of improving procurement practices, introducing government funding of elections. If the government was serious about it, why was there no movement in it in the last 7.5 years of the UPA government?